copper trace in Cambodia, because you know that bronze is an alloy made with copper and tin with a possibility of addition of lead for a small proportion of it. And for a long time it was thought that copper would come from abroad, let's say from nowadays Thailand or nowadays Laos. Actually from territories that were once part of the Cambodian community, let's say. But you know that the country today is a little bit smaller than what it was in the Angkorian period. Anyway, thanks to the COVID period and the 2 years the project took, more that were unexpected, of course, because of that dramatic period of the COVID collapse of everything, it was possible to find specific sites in the north of nowadays Cambodia, in the Pravihir province, where a copper mine, an open sky mining system was found on spot, together with also a workshop of transforming the copper elements from their natural aspect to the aspect of lingots that would be sent to the pre-Angkorian and Angkorian cities. And this mining that has been discovered by the French School of Far Eastern Studies, together with the Ministry of Fine Arts, is the major, the most ancient, and the best preserved mining system ever found in Southeast Asia. So, in fact, for us, COVID was a chance because without these 2 more years, we would have said one thing about the process. And in fact, we find objects that are here in that showcase in the middle that date back to the time when Cambodia was in connection with nowadays South China, North Vietnam, and also the rest of Southeast Asia. Actually, many of these objects, for instance the drum, show connection, very deep connection with the Red River Delta, nowadays the area of Hanoi in the north of Vietnam. So we are around the 5th century BC. So it's late Bronze Age, early Iron Age. And some other objects, such as this strange urn, actually here, which could have been used as a sort of a bell or a drum, as well as a water container on specific rituals that we know nothing about because we have no inscriptions remaining from the period, is more connected with southern objects. Objects of the same kind have been found in nowadays Thailand, Burma, and also Indonesia, actually. So already in the 5th or the last centuries before Christian era, Khmer people were in contact with many other people. But it all changed, or it was enriched, should I say, during the beginning of the Christian era, in the first centuries, when Khmer people will become in contact with Indian merchants traveling along the seaside from India to South China, in search of all kind of goods, and in their ships they brought with them their knowledge. First they brought the writing system that was already developed, the alphabetic writing system developed in India, and at the time Khmer people had no writing system, so they were very much interested in taking that. And with the writing system was also the Sanskrit arrival, a sacred language that was together in connection with Hinduism and Buddhism. And it was the moment when local elites of the Khmer period, what we call now the pre-Angkorian period, so the first centuries until the end of 8th centuries of this era, could develop good relationship with Indian monks, Indian Brahmins, and the elite of the society would be interested in worshipping Hinduism or Buddhism. And here we have several Buddhist sculptures here and Hindu sculpture over there from that early period, a time when also Khmer people will use new technology coming from India to provide bronze sculpture, namely the lost wax technique. And here in the back, you have an interesting showcase providing you with the major, well, simplified, but still very efficient and true, I would say, steps for lost wax technique when you want to design a bronze. All the statues, most of the statues that you see here in the exhibition were made following that specific technology. And in fact, the statues you see here, from the iron armature, the core, the wax model of the statue as it will be, the molds, and then the time when you pour the bronze that will replace the wax, and then you break the mold to have a statue that has to be clean, polished, and everything. These statues were made by Mr. Itzopik, so it's not Itzopik. Be aware, it's not the same man, it's almost the same name, but he is a bronze maker working in Siem Reap, actually, and he's well known all the country because he often worked for the King of Cambodia, for the Royal Palace in Phnom Penh, and also for the Prime Minister, for the government. He provided, for instance, Siem Reap recently with large bronze statues just in front of the royal villa in the city of Siem Reap. So we could order these statues thanks to the help of the Society of the Friends of the Musée Guimet in France, who could help us finding a way to paint it in a way or another. So